Well, I think part of it, right, especially as we have these changes and these cycles, obviously, right, everybody's going through these real estate cycles. Some of the data that we have to consider, of course, is, boy, when the overall market is off by 20% or up to 40% oftentimes, then you have to do a correlation. Well, if the market's off by that much, how much is my personal market off? And so if it's along the same line, oh, my business is off by 40%, 40% means that's usually 100% of your profit. Most people do not have, that much margin left, right? Because they still have to pay for the operating of the business and all the expenses in general. So it's just like, what are you living off of, right? Unless you take a second job of some kind, in which case then you're really not helping yourself or your clients for that matter. So you've got to really think through, oh boy, if the overall business is off, I got to ensure my market share is actually growing. So number one, I've got to maintain 100% of my personal market share, which a lot of people are not. And I've got to kind of be able to take more of the other pie, right? Other people's market share by putting myself out there more. So there's got to be a much more specific focus on that business development strategy. And I think that's where, in a good market like the COVID years, for example, where, oh my gosh, just people are left and right, wanting to buy houses, I'm showing. And you know what? In markets like that, it's great where you can focus on profit. You don't have to worry, honestly, as much on the business development side because the business is falling in your lap, right? And when you're doing deals, you get more referrals typically as a result, just because of the activity that's happening. But then when the business completely shifts from that position, we've got to have new behaviors. And unfortunately, that's kind of where we've got to say, oh, I've got to displace myself from my current rhythms, routines. I've got to, have more rituals that actually can put me down a path of success.